Hello, dear friends. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Anna and I are well. Anna and I are going with friends. It's Wednesday, and we're going with friends that are visiting from San Antonio, and we're going to go to the beach. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful? Anyway, we're going to be talking. Let's see who else is here. So I'm going to wait for a few people to be here because I cannot talk to zero. What?
I'm here.
Yes, but you're here. But I want, okay, we have two people now. I think we should wait until we have about at least 6 or 7. So, but it's important since this becomes a video, it is important that the people that watch the video don't get bored with all this talking. So I'm going to be telling you what it is, and then I'll say it again a little bit later. So what happens with any kind of stitch that you want to knit in the round? So for example, this here is the rosebuds stitch, remember? Oh, Anna is here. Let me show you. Anna is here. So what happens with any kind of stitch is that, for example, this is a 2-row repeat. When you have a 2-row repeat, you need to pay attention to row number 2. If it's a 4-row repeat, you need to pay attention to row number 2 and 4, because those are the rows that you need to change. For example, on the rosebud, you do row number 1 as usual, but then row number 2, you need to, instead of doing purl 2 together, purl 2 together, purl 2 together, since you're working on the right side, you're going to do knit 2 together, knit 2 together, knit 2 together. So of course, when you're working on the other side, which is the way back of that stitch, but of course you need to purl because it's on this side, and the other side is exact opposite. So what is on a knit on this side, it becomes a purl on the other side. So we have nice weather. Hi, Mary. I didn't need an alarm clock. I didn't need for a wake-up call. Thank you, Mary. Trees and turning spring. It's about time, right, to fairy? Like you really, really, really. So, when you are knitting in the round, for example, I'm using the, how you call it, the magic loop here, because so you pull on this, and then you pass these stitches to the other needle, and then you start working on this side. And we have instructions on how to do that, how to do the magic loop. So, but if on this row I am doing knit together, I have to do a yarn over at the beginning. So when you're knitting in the round and you do not have edge stitches, I need to close this window a little because it's a lot of noise out there. It's yeah. Anyway. What happens when you're knitting with straight needles is that sometimes, and most of the times, you have edge stitches, especially if you begin the row with a yarn over. So You can begin the row with a yarn over anyway, but usually they call for a knit one, yarn over, like on the rosebuds. On the rosebuds, it's a knit one, yarn over, knit two together, yarn over, knit those same two together, and now take off. And then yarn over, knit two together, yarn over, knit those same two together again, and now you can take them off. So you have a yarn over at the beginning, and that is the reason why we use an edge stitch. And so you want one at the beginning and one at the end, but not in the round. When you're knitting in the round, since you don't have an edge, so it's all round and round. And so what you do is that at the beginning of this row, even though I am knitting with the even though I'm knitting with a magic circle, with a magic loop, I am going to do a yarn over. I'm going to bring my yarn to the front and then start knitting, knit it together or whatever your stitch needs to be. So you can use any stitch, any kind of stitch, and you transform rows 2, 4, 6, 8, every other row. But try at the beginning, try to do a stitch with only a 2-row repeat, because like that it's easier to understand, for starters. Then you can do whatever you wish. That once you get to do that, you have your list of stitches, and it's a good idea to write down the instructions for in the round, because you can have it written down with straight stitches, but it's a good idea to have them down in the round. So that's what I tend to do. We're going to have this online, maybe Anna can post it on the weekend. So like that you can see what I'm talking about. And it's really easy. It's really not that difficult. You do need to uh, take care of your multiples. For example, this is a multiple of 2. So no problem here. I can have, knitted. I can have 20 stitches on one needle and 20 stitches on the other. But what if it's a multiple of 10? Then, you want to have at least like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 on one needle and the same amount on the other, more or less. So like that you can, have the repeats complete on each needle if you're knitting with a magic circle, with a magic loop. When Oops. Okay. It's windy. It's really, we have a lot of fresh air coming in. So it's a little bit windy, which is nice because later it gets very hot. And in mornings are just beautiful. So let's see whether to, yes. So very nice. Mary and Tooth Fairy are the only ones that are talking here. And there's 6 people, so please join us on the gossip.
Tooth Fairy says we have a ghost.
You have a ghost? Oh, there you are. Shetika. Shetika Woods. Yes. Hi, how are you? Thank you. Thank you. Happy crafting. It's springtime. It's spring. We're going to go to the beach in a little while. We're going to pick up my grandson at school. And once we pick him up, we're going to join friends at the beautiful beach. And I'm getting color here. I am a little bit bronzed. See?
It's hard to see on
Yes, it is hard to see, but my arms are getting wrinkled because that is called getting old. It is what it is. I do not get angry at my wrinkles because it shows that I have lived the years I have lived in good health. Nice to see. Inherited, what is that her name? Inherited
Yes,
Stitches?
I remember her.
Oh my goodness, isn't that neat?
She
Julie.
knits patterns from her grandmother's. As I
Really?
Yeah.
Inherited stitches from your grandmother? You need to share them. Julie, how are you? Thank you. Thank you. We try to show you as many stitches as we can. Um, and then sometimes, there are stitches that are absolutely gorgeous, but they're in another language. And people complain because they're not written in English. And if you know how to knit, you can very easily take a piece of paper and see what the lady is doing. Like, they usually have beautiful nails, beautiful hands, and then sit and see what they are doing. And even if we have to bring it back and bring it back and bring it back and bring it back. So write down what she's doing, and then do it yourself to see if the instructions are well written, and then you can make it. But they are difficult. Sometimes they are in Russian or Turkish or something. But it's nice. Italian, I do understand. Portuguese, I do understand. But let's see, we all are what? I don't know. You are a good teacher. Thanks. Yes, we all are good teachers. We teach something to someone. Everybody's a teacher and a student. I'd like to gingerbread man, even in the winter. I burned one in summer. Yeah, yeah, that's me. I burned one in summer.
Me too.
Anna has a tan. Let me show you.
No, it's hard to see,
Yes,
but I'm very dark now.
and I mean, we were complaining about not having enough vitamin D. We have it, but the ocean is so pretty. And ever since I was little, I loved jumping the waves and going under. And oh, I just love that. I just love it. And I need to be careful with the waves, especially on the way out, because they can, they throw you off. Yes, I have moved from San Antonio to this little town close to Puerto Vallarta, and we are a block and a half from the beach. But we go to other beaches. Anna has a car, and Nicholas is in public school. He comes out from school and then go to the beach or to the pool because we have a pool. So really nice. Hugs and kisses from San Diego. Look, what a pretty name. All right, hugs and kisses. XOXOXO. And it is nice. So I have my grandson. I'm living with Anna, my daughter, and my grandson in a pretty house. It's very modern and very clean. It's very easy to clean because it's so modern. Everything is like dark brown and white. All the walls are white and they get dirty. You put a little paint on top, and that's it. Easy. easy life. So we are going to make this a little bit short because we're going to go out. But please let me tell you about this. And a lot of people also ask me, what does use the needles at the yarn cones for mean? So on your yarn, I don't think it, yeah, there. See, this one says that it's a number 4 yarn and it's really tiny, tiny. So number 4 yarn, and it tells you what needles to use. So there, that's the hook, and those are the needles, and they tell you which one to use. So here it says US 8, 5 millimeters, and they tell you more or less the amount of stitches you need for 4 inches. So they always put it on inches, always 4 inches, which is 10 centimeters, centimeters. Yes, I wear my contacts to the beach. I even go in the water with my contacts because I can't see. Is there any waves coming in? Yes, I use my contacts to the beach because, like that, I can wear sunglasses easier. And so, since I like wearing my sunglasses, I put my contacts, and the doctor told me that the contacts would come out in the salty water because I don't know why, but that's what he said, and they haven't. So if they work, that's fine. See, I don't think you can see them. Uh, thank you. It is this hair is always good looking. It is like, there you go. But thank you very much because it is very nice to have it like this all the time. But thank you. Now you know my secret. Now you know my secret. Isn't it wonderful to have something like that? Yeah. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Hello. So thank you, Mary, Danny.
Bye, everyone.
I'll see you. Okay, Anna says that it's time to go. Okay, thank you, thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Love you all. See you next Wednesday.